Hi friends. Whenever we prepare for interviews, we mainly prepare for the questions from the technologies. For example, concepts in .NET, JavaScript, React, Angular, Java, right? But these days, in technical interviews, the coding round is the first round. And if we do not clear the coding round, then all our preparation will go in waste because then we are not even able to attend the technical interview round, and that is not a good thing, right? That's why I created this list of this top 10 most popular coding interview questions in JavaScript. My suggestion is, first listen to the question and then take a pause to solve it in your own mind and then see the solution. That way you will be able to solve any coding question in the future. Before starting, I wish you all the best for your career and interviews. My videos help candidates in getting the jobs. Just like and subscribe the channel and post a comment whenever you get the job. Share your success story, and that is my motivation. Remember, keep giving interviews and never ever give up. I'm 100% sure you can crack the interview. Alright, now let's start with the first question. Write a function that returns the reverse of a string. Very important question. For example, you have this string, interview happy. Now you want to create the function reverse string, which will give output as the reverse of the string. Okay, like this. This is a very common question and every developer should know it. I will tell you two ways of doing it. First is by using the for loop. For that, first we have to initialize an empty string to store the reversed string, and then we can use the for loop to iterate through the characters of the input string in reverse order. Okay, so here we will set I as the last index of the string, and then moving in reverse order we will go till the I is greater than equal to 0, the index, and continuously decrementing it. Then we are simply putting the characters from the last element of the string one by one in the new reversed string. So this is one way of doing it. But there is one shortcut and very smart way to do it also. That is by using JavaScript inbuilt functions. Okay. Here first we split the string into an array of characters by using the split method. Then we reverse the order of the elements in the array by using the reverse method. And at the last, we again join the characters back together into a single string by using the join method. And this one line of code will give you the expected result as an output. Going forward, in most of the question, you can solve the problem in two ways. Either you can use the for loop and the if-else condition with very long code, or you can use the JavaScript inbuilt methods to write the code with shorter syntax. Okay, both are correct, but if you know the JavaScript function very well, then use them as much as possible. Write a function that returns the longest word in the sentence. For example, you have this sentence, and now you have to create a function called find a longest word, which will find the longest word in this sentence. Here you can see JavaScript is the longest word in the sentence, right? So you want JavaScript as the output. Now for this, first declare the function and pass the sentence as the parameter. The first step is to split the sentence into an array of words by using the split method, and space will be the delimiter here, okay, the separator. Then you can just initialize one empty variable, longest word. In this kind of question, always remember one thing. Whatever the output is, first always initialize a variable with an empty value or some value that later you can set the expected output in that variable. Okay, so like that is the way of solving this kind of questions, declaring a variable first. Coming back to the question, now we will use the for of loop to iterate over all the words elements of the array of the words that just you created. As a next step, we have to check if the word length is longer than the current longest word length. And in first iteration, the length of the word I is 1, which is longer than the longest word, which is empty because. So we will assign the longest word equal to word, and word is I, right? So now the longest word is I. Then on the second iteration, the longest word I will be compared with the next word love, right? And again, since the love length is longer than I, so now the longest word will be love. Like this, we will keep on comparing, and finally we will get the longest word as the JavaScript. And if you will compare any word with JavaScript in this sentence, that is shorter, right? That will be shorter, right? And that is the solution for this coding problem. Write a function that checks whether a given string is a palindrome or not. Very good question. First of all, what is palindrome, right? First, we should know. So, a palindrome is a word that reads the same forward and backward. For example, if this race car is the word, and if you reverse the characters of the word, then this word will remain same, right? Therefore, race car is a palindrome, and the output will be true because it is a palindrome. Now for this, first we have to create this function is palindrome. Inside it, first we will pass the string as the parameter, and then we will reverse this string. Okay, so we know how to reverse the string, right? Split the method to break the string into characters. Then we have to reverse the order of the array, and then we have to join back all the characters of the array to get the reverse string. So once we get the reverse string, it's very easy. As a next step, just compare the reverse string with the original string by using the equality operator. So that is the logic, and it will return true or false, right? In this particular case, it will return true, and that is our expected output. If it is not equal, then this condition will return what? False. That is the solution of this question. Hi, here is a quick notification. If you are a kind of a person who do not want to miss anything, then here is a full JavaScript interview course with 200 questions. Here we will cover additional questions on advanced topics of JavaScript, and also we will cover 50 scenario based questions and coding questions in JavaScript. Also, the link of this PowerPoint and PDF book with all the codes is present in the description for revision. Okay, many students were able to crack the interviews via my courses. All right, let's continue again with our next question. Write a function to remove duplicate elements from an array. For example, suppose you have an array like this, and here you have duplicate elements, right? 4 and 6. Now you have to create the remove duplicate function to remove these duplicate elements. The output should be something like this. And I will show you two ways of doing this. First is the traditional way of using the for loop, and you will pass the array as the parameter in the function for this first, and then create one empty array unique elements to store the unique elements. Okay, then you will lose the loop through all the existing elements of the parameter array one by one. Now inside the for loop, you will check in the new unique elements array if the index of the current element is equal to -1 or not. For example, in the first iteration, I equal to 0, and therefore this array 0 is the first element of the array, which is 1, right? So right now our unique element list is blank. There is no element inside it. So the index of the element 1 in unique element array will be -1. Okay. Whenever an element is not present in an array, that's index is -1, right? Therefore, this if condition will be true, and 1 will be pushed into the unique elements array by using this push method. Similarly, 2, 3, 4 will also be inserted in this unique elements array because they are already not present there. They are not there, right? And their index will be -1. Now our unique element array contains elements 1, 2, 3, 4. But now when the loop gets this fifth element, which is 4, then this unique element index of 4 will be equal to 3, because we already have 4 at the third index of the unique elements array, right? Therefore, this if condition will be false, and the push inside the if block will not execute, okay, because this will not execute. Then second 4 will not, so this 4 will not be added in the unique elements. The same will happen with the last element 6, same situation. And finally we will get an array of unique elements only. That is the one way and is the long way of doing coding it. Now there is a another shortcut way, and that is by using the set object of the JavaScript. A set is a collection of what? Unique elements. That is not an array, and it is different object in JavaScript. Okay, it's a different object. Here you will pass an array inside the set method. Now set will only keep the unique elements inside it and will remove the duplicate elements. And then you will use the spread operator with the new keyword to convert this set back into the array. Okay, so this spread operator, basically it will spread all the element first, and then this new keyword with this brackets will make it an array. So because we need the array as the output, right? So that we will get as expected. One thing you noticed here, that JavaScript has many built-in functions and objects that will make the development shorter and simpler. So if you have the knowledge of those functions, then it is going to be a bit simple for you to solve these kinds of problems. Write a function that checks whether two strings are anagrams or not. Sorry for the pronunciation. It's anagrams, right? Anagrams. So this question is asked in many interviews. First of all, we should know what is anagram. And an anagram is a word formed by the rearranging the letters of another word. Suppose you have these two words, listen and silent, right? Now you can closely observe, and by you can see by rearranging the letters of this word listen, you can get the silent, okay, by using the same letters of this word, right? That means they are anagrams, okay. So the output of this anagram should be true, okay. So how to solve it? For this, first we have to create this r anagrams function and pass both the string as the parameters. Then as a next step, we have to first split the string into an array of characters by using the split method. Then sort the characters of the array by using the sort method. By default, the sorting is in ascending order, okay. Then join the characters again by using the join method. Simple. The output will be something like this: E, I, L, and S, T in ascending order. Okay. Now the same thing we have to do with the second string also. And we will get the same ascending order string, right? Got it? Now we can just use the equality operator to check if both the sorted string are same or not. If both sorted strings are same, then like they are anagrams, right? Therefore return true. Otherwise, if not same, then return false, and that is the solution. Again, if you know the basic JavaScript methods, split, sort, so join, filter, concat, etc., then these programs are going to be very simple for you. Write a function that returns the number of vowels in a string. So you know vowels, right? For example, this is a string hello world, and we have to write this method count vowels to count the number of the vowels in this string. So here in hello world, I, O, O, 3 vowels are there. So the count, the expected output is 3. For this, first we have to declare the method and pass the string as the parameter, okay, the hello world. Then first we will declare an array of vowels, okay. We should know like what are the vowels in the program to identify the vowels. And then we will set the initial value count to equal to 0, because as I said earlier, first we have to set the expected output as the variable, okay, count equal to 0. Now we will change this count by the logic. So then we will iterate through each character in this string by using the for loop. Here we will check if the character is a vowel. For example, if first letter of hello world is H, then in the array of vowels, we will check the existence of H char by using this includes method. So if H is not there in this vowel array, which it is not, so this condition will be false and no increment will be happen to the count. But for the next letter E of the string, E is there in the array of vowels because it is a vowel. So the count will be incremented from 0 to 1 this time. Next time for both O and again for O, the count will be incremented again and we will get the final count value equal to 3. And that is the expected output, right? And that is the solution of this problem. Write a function to find the largest number in an array. For example, this is an array of 5 numbers. And we have to write the method find largest number to get the largest number out of this array. The output should be 9, like by saying it, but we have to create the program. So first we will create the method and here we will assume that the first element of the array is the largest element. We will start from here, okay? We will set it to this largest variable. And now the largest element is to the first element. Now inside the for loop, we will start from the index I equal to 1. Why not started from 0? Because element at index 0 is already the largest. We assumed it, right? Now we will start iterating over all the elements of the array. Inside, we keep comparing those elements with the current largest element. For example, first we will compare the current element at index 1, which is 4, with the largest 2. If the current element 4 is greater than this largest element 2, which it is, yes, then we will assign the current element to the largest element. So the largest element will be 4 now. Then we will do the next iteration and the comparison, and this we will do and get the, like, the first 4 will be the, then 6 is greater, and at last we will get the 9. But after 9, the next element is 3, and 3 is not greater than the largest number 9 now. So this if condition will be false, and the largest element will remain what? 9, okay? And that is the expected output. Write a function to check if a given number is prime or not. Good question by a great teacher. So we know the prime numbers, right? A number which is only divisible by 1 and itself. For example, 7 is a prime number. So we should get the output for 7 as true. But 10 is not a prime number. It can be divided by 2 and 5. So the output should be false for 10. Now to code this, first create this isPrime method and pass the number as the parameter. Then use the for loop to iterate from 2 to the given number divided by 2. Why we are starting from 2? Because we have to ignore division by 1, because we know every number is divisible by 1, and that is not the prime condition, right? Prime numbers are also divided by 1. Now, for example, if 10 is the number, then you have to start from 2 and you have to go to what? 10 divided by 2 equals to 5. So 2 to 5. I gave the reason for 2, but why 5 is the last number? Because any number can be divided by maximum, the number that is the maximum half of that. For example, 10 will never be divided by a number which is greater than 5, right? Like 6, 7, 8, 9. It will never be divided by those number. So that is like the optimization. Even if you will go to the here the 10, like that will also work, but then you are doing more iteration, just wasting, like, right? So better to optimize. Now second step, check the remainder of the number divided by 2. This percentile operator is what? Remainder. 10 divided by 2, the remainder will be 0. So then return false, because then 10 is not a prime number. But if the number is 7, then you start from 2, 7 percentile 2, remainder will be equal to 1, which is, yes. So then 7 divided by 3, remainder again equal to 1. So if this if condition is always false for every iteration, therefore at the end true will be returned. Okay, right? So which means the number is a prime number. Write a function to calculate the factorial of a number. Here you can see we have 5 as a number and we want to create a function factorial. The factorial of a number is to multiply the number with all previous numbers from 1 to that number itself. For example, for 5, the result will be the multiplication of 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, which will be equal to 120. That is the expected output. For this, first we will create the function and pass the number as the parameter as always. Then first we must handle the edge case, because what is edge case? Exception case also you can say, because the factorial of 0 will be always 1. Okay, so that is the edge case. We cannot code for it. That is simply a constant thing. Then we will first initialize the factorial variable with this value 1. Now we will use the for loop to multiply the numbers starting from 1 to the number itself. For calculating the factorial of number 5, start from 1, and then first factorial 1 multiplied by 1 equal to 1, then I equal to 2, so I multiplied by 2 equal to 2, then 3 I equal to 3, so 2 multiplied by 3 factorial equal to 6, 6 multiplied by 4 factorial equal to 24, and 24 multiplied by 25 equal to 120 the factorial will be. And that is the expected result of factorial program, right? That is the answer of this question. Write a program to remove all the white spaces characters from a string. For example, this is the string you have, and you have to create one method to remove all the white spaces from this string. Output should be something like this: a word with no spaces. White space means in the spaces only. For this, first create the method and pass the string as the parameter. There are now two ways of doing it. First, use the for loop, and I leave it to you to use the for loop to just remove the white spaces. I know you can do it, right? That is very much similar to previous questions where we used for loop, right? Now the second is the shortcut way, and it is something like using a regular expression. Here we have to use this slash s to find the spaces, tabs and line breaks. Okay, this slash s will resemble spaces, tabs and line breaks. And this G flag is used to do the global search. So, which means it will search the slash s, the spaces, tab and line breaks all over the string. So this G is responsible for searching. Okay. At last, just use the replace method to replace all the occurrences of slash s matches with the empty string. And finally, you will get a string that does not have any spaces, line breaks or tabs. So that is how we have used the regular expression this time to solve this problem. If Because that is a kind of a smart way. So if you know the for loop, that is also good, but this is like a 1 point extra answer. All right, if you reached here and completed all the question and answers, then congratulations, because where there is a will, there is a way. My best wishes are with you, and if you have any question, then feel free to ask me. Again, all the best for your interviews and career. And if you want to say all the best to me, then do like and subscribe the channel. And don't forget to post your success story in comment section whenever you get the job. Okay. Thank you.